Hey guys, Omni here. We're about to dive into the final episode of Masters of the Universe Revelation Part 1. We're about to go into episode 5. And so far, I got to say that with all the discourse going on online, after getting through these first 4 episodes, the only one I can kind of see and understand at all is the fact that there's not a lot of He-Man in the show. But the show is also called Masters of the Universe, so it's about everybody. And I understand taking He-Man, your Superman, out of the equation for a little while to kind of put your world in this state of distress, to give everybody their chance to kind of rise and deal with this change, like not having their champion, not having this person have to overcome these terrible odds. It's very Empire Strikes Back. And I really like that about it. And just kind of seeing how everybody kind of comes into their own and seeing them struggle with the state of the world that it's in. And coming through with that, obviously, you can't really have that if you still have He-Man with the Sword of Power around. Maybe there's another way they could have wrote that to not sidelight Adam himself, but I don't mind it right now. Adam just showed up at the end of last episode, so we'll see where that goes from here. But aside from the stuff about Tila, I feel like that a lot of those complaints just come from the end of episode 1, because everything else from episode 2 onward, like a lot of that's dropped. So I don't know what show these people are watching, and it almost makes me feel like none of them have actually given the show a chance and just quit after the first episode. And I feel like a lot of people were just complaining just from what came out about the show before. Again, a lot of people were just complaining about the synopsis that came out. And honestly, it's just the synopsis for part 1. Like we still have no idea of what part 2 is going to be. So I feel like unless part 2 comes out and then part 2 like confirms a lot of those criticisms and fears about what the show is doing, then sure, I feel like everybody can be validated in their opinion. Kevin Smith lied, all this junk that I've been hearing and reading about. Sure, go for it. But you have a whole other half of the show that you know nothing about. For all you know, that could change everything. And even if people are proven wrong in the back half of this completely, there's going to be very few people that actually turn around and admit it. People, man, it's just ridiculous. I'm sorry. Like, it's just so immature. It's so dumb. And honestly, I've been enjoying the show all to hell right now so far. It's been really great. It's been really enjoyable. So whatever. I don't, aside from the Adam thing, I see no valid, I don't see any of the complaints being valid that I've been reading online whatsoever. So, guys, we're going to be diving into episode 5 here. So, guys, remember the full-length unedited reaction watch-alongs over on Patreon if you want to see my reaction to the entire episode. I've got 1 through 4 up there already. This one will be on there the same, as well as all the other shows we've been covering this year. But let's go ahead and dive in to see how it wraps things up. The Forge at the Forest of Forever. I don't know. I still don't believe Orko's dead, or at least he'll come back in the end once everything's restored. I'm standing by that.
You were a fool.
Can you give him a little piece of home?
Aww.
Preternia can do that?
The forest is a friend. Thanks, Mossman.
Aw. So Mossman's here too.
We need to get home. Now.
If you want the sword, it's yours.
Oh, he's just got it.
You can even ask the mighty hero himself to help you reforge it.
Whoa, heroes up here too?
For all eternity. Just like you now.
You mean we're trapped in heaven?
Think of this place as a walled garden. You were only able to enter because Subternia, it shares one of the walls with us. So yes, you're trapped here. But I think I know how to get you out.
Make us a power sword.
As you wish, sister.
Good luck, T.
Gray Skull Tower. If there's a way to Eternia, it'll be there.
Then why are we hiking away from it?
We have to see the man himself.
Isn't mythical man from the poems Grayskull?
Oh, he's real enough. And he's out here somewhere. Look, duck! Remember these?
Some things you could never forget.
He fought the Horde invaders and defended the free people right beside King Grayskull. I can't believe it.
He's just trying to put it together.
I witnessed many things that defied explanation when I was a breathing man. But the conduit cleaved in twain? This is inconceivable.
My heart is a quark collider.
That's very clever, Metal Man. But what would contain it?
The walls are made of Eternium, right? Is there a lockdown procedure?
What terrible design.
He was like, what are you gonna do? You gonna blow some shit up?
Tila, these are my friends!
Well met, Tilo.
You just said they were your friends.
Forgot to mention, it's a bit of a friendly contest. Grayskull will be at the front of the pack.
Aw. God damn.
A goodly chase, my friend. Until next time. You flew well. You must have died a glorious death.
Oh, I didn't. I mean, I'm not. I came in.
All the heroes are in their He-Man form except for Adam. I wonder why that is.
We choose our forms here. And no great champion ever chose their lesser self. Until Adam.
Oh. Because Adam is who he is, not He-Man. Oh, I love it. It's so cute. Not cute, but endearing, really. Like, he doesn't see himself as this big, overpowered thing. Like, he's like...
Protect the orb. I should know. I was the
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's like, so... I like it.
They named it Castle Grayskull to honor me. But if you've ever seen the castle, you know it's a dubious honor at best. Still,
Yeah.
there's a gate within my tower that issues to the outskirts of the castle in your dimension. I will take you there.
Have you ever gone back before?
We're dead, boy. It would be unnatural.
So they are dead.
Why would I ever leave?
You should go after her.
Give her space.
I don't know what she said, but I don't care. Go talk to her.
Are you sure you're up to a task this dangerous?
Oh, not at all. Please get the others to the minimum safe distance.
Like, I don't have any clue how this is gonna go. Make sure everybody's okay.
Tila, I know how you...
Stop.
Stop what?
Being nice. Just let me be angry. I couldn't mourn my friend because I didn't know who he was.
It was always me. He-Man was just...
He-Man didn't hurt me, Adam. You did. And I couldn't even scream at you for it because you were gone.
I died!
Yeah, and the rest of us had to live with it.
Tila, I need to know why you came. Did something happen to the magic? In Eternia?
Why? What do you know?
Tila, there's something...
Don't. We can't change what happened. I just need to get back to Eternia with the Sword of Power.
Why? We saved the world! Didn't we?
Telling you
Oh, he
wouldn't
doesn't
do
know.
anything but torture you.
If I have to, I can go back.
Like Grayskull said, this is paradise. Why would you ever leave?
See, she just smiled at him. Like, she was like, this is... She's trying not to burden him with everything now,
take it
too.
you were listening? Has anyone ever left this place?
Why ask me?
You're the only mythological Paternian plant creature I know.
People die and feed nature, and in the end, become nature. You were given a reprieve for services rendered. If you were to return to Eternia, you might never be able to come back here. So you must simply decide if you're at peace with becoming a forest. But then again, at the scale of the universe, I'm terribly young. Only 1,000,000 years old. So what do I know?
Oh!
Roboto!
Tila, please tell Father he was more successful at making me than he knew. If I was but a mere machine, I would never be afraid to die. I feel fear.
No, Roboto. Duncan can fix you.
No tears. Don't you see? I feel fear. I was no mere machine. I was a miracle.
Oh.
What a way to go.
Roboto, Orko, they gave everything for your mission. Whatever you're not telling me, whatever became of Eternia, we'll face it. Together. I go where you go.
Goodbye.
See, that's like a heroic choice to make. Like that right there. Whoa! Oh, fuck. See, this is why Man-at-Arms should have been here. Oh, well, I guess he's here anyway.
Adam, how is this possible?
Adam?
No.
Cringer? Oh, buddy. I never thought I'd see you again.
You've done well, Tila. Don't worry. We're about to fix her.
All right, how's this go wrong? Because there's another half of the show.
Still know the tune?
Some things you can never forget.
Yeah, turn the lights back on, at least.
No! No! No!
My apologies for keeping you in the dark, my dear.
I was forced to seek refuge in your worn staff to protect my essence. You did good, Linny. Now, take your rightful place at my side.
Come on.
Good to have you back, my lord.
What's wrong with you?
I feel like maybe this is a play by evil-lyn to like
Leave her be.
maybe be somebody on the inside.
By the power of Grayskull.
Oh my god. Dude, he looks fucking wicked. Alright, okay. Dude, I'm nothing at the end. Okay. Okay, just making sure. So man, I thought that was fucking epic. I don't know about you guys, but I'm all down for that, man. And Adam's not dead. There's no way Adam's dead. I love the whole aspect of Britannia, man. Like this, for serving the universe, for serving Eternia, and for your duty. At least you, unlike normal mortals, are given this like reprieve in the afterlife. You can go back, but if you go back, you forfeit ever coming back there again. Mossman's there. Orko's kind of got his resting place there. And again, I think once magic is restored fully, I have to imagine Orko might come back in the end. Roboto going down made sense. I kind of figured that was going to come at the cost of bringing the sword back. And it's fitting. I think he got a good I think both him and Orko kind of got a good send off. Tila kind of, and understandably so, being confronted with Adam and like that would trigger some of those earlier feelings that she's had. But we saw some genuine joy and like love that she had there, like from their friendship as they were having fun, as they were competing in this little competition for a little bit. We saw that kind of all these emotions of their relationship that they've developed over all these years, like were in these moments. And in a way, I feel like while she was probably feeling a little like trigger of those old emotions, I feel like a lot of what she was saying and doing was just to keep Adam here. I don't think she wanted to drag Adam back into this, because knowing Adam the way she does, if she explains anything, he's going to want to give up this paradise. He still makes that decision on his own, which is another thing that I think makes Adam really heroic. And like they were saying, the other champions, like when you come to this world, you get to choose your form. Everybody else chose to be their He-Man state, but Adam chose to be Adam, which means which to me just signals that he's just even more of a great hero. Like, just because he never valued the power. He never saw himself as He-Man. Even when he's He-Man, he's still Adam. And I just find that so endearing. So in a way, what I think that also too, and I think the realization of when they get to choose their form, when that's revealed, I think that's when Tila kind of understands the situation at hand a little bit too, is that one of the reasons that Adam never really confessed that he was He-Man was because he never saw himself as anything more than Adam. So as long as she knew Adam, she knew He-Man. So I feel like that was kind of what that was supposed to represent. Skeletor hiding in that staff, I honestly was kind of getting the inkling of that Skeletor, because obviously if Adam's not dead, Skeletor's not dead either. They're not going to kill Skeletor in episode 1. There's these couple flashes, these moments when evil-lyn was like looking into her staff, and like she'd get this purple glimmer in her eye, which makes me wonder if, well, I don't think she was in on it, but it did make me wonder, like, there's a reason, there's a touch for why they did that. And I was like, is Skeletor in her staff? Does she know? Is she doing this, playing friendly to bring Skeletor back? Is that why she's doing this? I don't think that was the case. And with that little smirk that she gave and that little bravado she gave as she was walking away, he was like, I was actually starting to like you guys. I was like, I think that was like she's switching sides too, because I think she also kind of found her own lot in life in a way, like some kind of truth about herself by working with them and working with Orko and whatnot. So I think that was like, okay, Skeletor's back. I'm going to say this thing, do this presentation, this performance to get on his side, but then he takes the sword of power. So this is the one thing that contradicts from the lore Bible that I saw, is like only Adam, only the chosen by Grayskull can wield the sword. Man-at-Arms tried to hold it and it burned him. Like he literally could not stomach the pain of holding the sword. I'm wondering like what the deal is with Skeletor, how he's actually able to use it. if they're even concerned about that, to be honest. Honestly, I'm fine either way, because it's just kind of badass. I mean, why he's gonna, like, I think he looks cool. Having Skeletor actually be a threat is actually interesting to me. So I'm fine with them kind of breaking some of those rules in the wake of making the stakes kind of higher and more interesting. So I'm okay with that. Adam, I don't think he's dead. I think he's because after all that setup and all that stuff, like, I think what we're going to see in part 2 is going to be seeing Adam kind of learn what his own power is. That's going to be my guess. I don't think he's dead whatsoever. I'm not buying that at all. Where he was stabbed, definitely not a fatal thing, especially in these types of, in a world that has magic back. I don't think he's dead. Skeletor's not going to get away with this. And I think that from now, because we're exploring these characters, we're deepening these characters. Adam is somebody we haven't really dived into, and I think this back half is going to be all about Adam himself. And then in the end, I think him and everybody else is going to come together and fight and defeat this thing. That's kind of my speculation on where this is going to go. And I've seen some things from Chris Wood that he said about what part 2 is to bring. And I just feel like, yeah, 100%, Adam's not dead. There's no way. And again, it comes to a lot of people judging this on their feelings alone and not thinking about where this could go, why it's happening, and any of that. Because again, there's a lot of frustrations with the show right now, and there's a whole other half. Like, it just like feels like people are being very shallow about what their expectations are about the show, what it's about, and judging it based on the first half of a incomplete season. So I was like, I'm never going to judge a season based on the first half of it. That's just stupid to me. Like, you don't read half a book and then just like, oh, well, it's shite. And then the other half could be turning everything around, flipping it on its head. I don't know. Like I've said a couple times throughout this, for all I know, part 2 could validate everybody's concerns and continue more of the same and just prove everybody right. And if it does, then I think everybody's valid in their opinions in that way. But the thing is, everybody is judging it now for the cliffhanger that we have, and not on where the story is going to go and what it's going to do and what it's going to explore and how it's going to pay off this journey. There's a whole other half to this and nobody is thinking about. And when they talk about Kevin Smith and his ramblings about whether or not his defense of this being a He-Man show, and it's about all of these characters and bringing them out, I don't think you can call him a liar when you don't have the other story, because he's talking about the bigger picture. He's not talking about just part 1 when he's talking about the show. He's talking about the show in its entirety. And the thing everybody has been complaining about has been specific to part 1 and specifically about how part 1 is described. And you are judging it before it's complete, and you're judging it on an incomplete journey. Like, I just think it's so ignorant that people were so upset about this. I thought this was badass. I thought it was awesome. I thought this season was pretty strong for what we've got so far. It sets up the stakes pretty high. It's built up some of these characters really well. A lot of the complaints I've seen about Tila, I just don't see whatsoever. Like, I find it completely relatable. I think it's realistic how they're depicting her, how they're visualizing her, even how they acted like she whines about this stuff, like at the end of season 1 throughout the entire thing, and she just doesn't. Like, she drops that baggage, and at the end of episode 2, she drops her baggage with Man-at-Arms in episode 3, and from there, it's just owning that journey. Sure, there's a little bit of some apprehension here with Adam at the end of this, but, like, come on. Like, it's just, like, real. I mean, you're still going to feel those feelings, especially when you're confronted with somebody like that. And in a way, I think mostly it's psychological, because she's trying to play against Adam to keep him from wanting to come back with him. So I think it's a little mixture of both, which is just natural. It's a rush of emotions. You're in the afterlife and you're seeing this friend that you had all of these feelings about in these different ways, both anger, affection, obviously because of their friendship, this whole life that they shared together, and him also being rewarded with this peace of mind, knowing that they're still fighting for their lives on the other side. You don't want to taint his experience with that. So there's a lot of layers to everything that's going on in this episode. And I just feel like some people are just so wrapped up in their own honestly their own personal agendas, that they're just kind of upset and making fake outrage out of this. And again, I will call it fake outrage because we don't know what the back half is going to be. Like I said, I feel like everybody, and it's just been so frustrating for me personally because I've wanted to check this out, but I was still not sure how I wanted to do it or if I wanted to even invite it, because I know that there's going to be people that still think irrationally about all of this, because that's how fandoms work. When somebody plays with something you really love, it's really easy to get upset. I mean, I've done the same thing with the sequel trilogy of Star Wars. I still don't like it. The Last Jedi is still my least favorite Star Wars film, so I do get that idea. And I'm not saying that this might not be the case. It might end up just like that, but you don't know yet. Everybody's calling Kevin Smith a liar when they haven't seen the whole show. Even the people that are still calling him out now, getting those clicks out, getting their money for all of those clicks and all this frustration and this fandom is just creating. Again, a lot of people hate about live media and the news media and all that stuff. It's just the same thing, and they're perpetuating this cycle by being upset about a story they don't have all the info from. Of course, Kevin's behind the scenes. He would know, and I got to give him the benefit of the doubt because he knows where the story ends. We don't. Even those leaks and the reports are only about part 1. And part 1 had a service to tell, I thought it did it really good. Again, if part 2 comes out, proves you guys all right, hell yeah, go for it. I'm all on your side on that. I definitely would understand your frustration, but I think people need to calm down, relax, let them tell the story, and if part 2 validates your concerns, then yes, by all means, be upset. But right now, I feel like everybody is upset before they even have the full picture. Like they are upset at just an idea of a small portion of what this story is about, and they're focusing on that. And based on what Chris Wood, the actor for Adam, has said, and the way this ends, there's no definitive end right there. Adam's 100% not going to die. And you don't get Chris Wood for just that bit part. I just think you're going to see this go through. I think we're going to have a journey with Adam, and you're putting your heroes in a position where they need to rise above the status of what's going on in the world, and it creates tension, and it creates a lot of headroom for these characters to evolve, to grow, to learn about themselves in a way they were never explored in the original show. So again, they could drop the ball in part 2. They could excel in part 2, and like I've said before, even if part 2 proves that Kevin Smith was telling the truth about this the entire time, I guarantee you a majority of these people are not going to admit that they were ever wrong and buckle down on their episode 1 opinion. And it's just fucking sad. It's pathetic, honestly. And it's just sickening that people are just so that, I don't know, man. It's just it's so vitriolic to just want to be angry. I feel like it. I feel like people just want to be upset. It's just it is, because I just can't see that. I don't know. It's its own thing, man. And maybe I shouldn't even be talking about it, but I thought this was fantastic. The music was great. The animation was great. The voice acting was great for the most part. Actually, I can't think of a bad vocal performance in this personally. Yeah, I mean, I thought they nailed it. Powerhouse brought some solid action and animation to this, and I think they're treating this more seriously than the original show ever did. I think people need to kind of take their hats off for a little bit and just kind of re-examine why they're upset. And actually watch more than one episode before you get upset, because I feel like a lot of people are just kind of spoiling themselves on what's going on. And I've seen some people definitely make that very evident, because there's a lot of people that I swear to you have not seen any of these episodes except for the first one and the last one. God damn, man. Anyway, we'll see how part 2 comes and goes. Like I've said, part 2, I think once it's out, if you still feel the way you feel in part 2, all the power to you. I'm not going to take that away from you. I just think right now, if you're judging everything on part 1 alone, that is just an inaccurate way to express your opinions on it. Get the whole picture. You don't go in and judge something on half of your data. You don't go off and put a venture or invest half of your time into something without a full scope of the risks and what you can, and like the pros and the cons of taking a risk. Like, it's just like, you just don't judge. I just feel like you need a complete picture before you really judge anything. And so many people are judging this on just a fraction of this puzzle piece, the puzzle in general. Anyway, this turned into more of a rant of everything. And honestly, it's just kind of been frustrating. And again, like I've said, I've been kind of like apprehensive about even like diving into this at all, because no matter what, I'm going to be inviting this to the channel. But I wanted to watch it, so I watched it myself, and I will be honest about my opinions and thoughts. And that's all it is to me, man. I will be me, and that will be it. So I liked it. I'm curious to see what part 2 does, and we'll go from there. Guys, what did you think of part 1? All 5 episodes. If you've seen it, sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below, and we'll carry on the conversation after the video. Remember, if you want to see my full length reaction watch-alongs, those are on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel here, you will get access to those as well. But guys, I want to shout out our channel legends, Mandy Scherer, Ryan Karen, Jason Coleman, and Philly Vane. Thank you guys, as always, for your support. And I'll catch you guys when part 2 drops, and we will pick up with the Masters of the Universe. Take care, everybody.